A young Egyptian kid, 21 years old, standing in the tunnel at Stamford Bridge, staring up at the badge like it's the gates of heaven. He'd made it. The dream every kid on every dusty street in Nagrig, Egypt, chases barefoot until the sun goes down. He'd actually made it. 18 months later, that same kid would leave that same stadium. Rejected. Written off. It wasn't the end of Mohamed Salah's story. It was the origin story of a monster. January 2014. Chelsea shell out for a 21-year-old winger from FC Basel. Lightning in his legs, hunger in his eyes. A kid who'd already terrorized Europe in the Champions League against the likes of Real Madrid. But football doesn't care about potential. Football only cares about right now. And right now at Chelsea meant walking into a dressing room stacked with royalty. Eden Hazard, gliding past defenders like they were standing still. Willian, a tactical soldier Mourinho trusted with his life. Oscar, the golden boy of Brazilian football. Salah wasn't behind good players. He was behind a fortress. And the man guarding that fortress? Jose Mourinho, the special one. A manager who didn't build teams on flair. He built them on discipline and defensive obedience. Didn't matter how fast you were. Salah was raw. Explosive, yes. Devastating in the final third? Yes. But defensively, he was still a boy learning to fight a war he didn't yet understand. Here's something people don't talk about enough. The cruelest thing that can happen to a young footballer isn't getting rejected outright. It's being kept on the bench, kept close enough to smell the trophies, but never close enough to touch them. And then came the night that would define everything. December 2014, Chelsea versus West Ham. Salah starts, a rare chance. Halftime whistle blows. He's substituted off. Now subs happen. That's football. But it's what came after that cut deepest. In the post-match press conference, Mourinho, in front of every camera, every journalist, publicly criticized Salah's performance. Named him, on record, for the world to dissect. Imagine that. You're 22 years old. You've left your country, your family, everything familiar, chasing a dream on foreign soil. And the most powerful man in your professional life just told the entire footballing world that you weren't good enough. That's not a tactical benching. That's a public execution of your confidence. Most players don't recover from that. Most careers quietly rot in a moment exactly like this one, but Salah wasn't most players. January 2015. Salah admits the truth to himself. Chelsea, under Mourinho, was a dead end. So he leaves, on loan, to Fiorentina, and almost immediately, you can feel it. The chains come off. In Serie A, defenders weren't ready for what hit them. His pace became a weapon nobody in Italian football had an answer for. Game by game, his tactical awareness sharpened. He wasn't just running in straight lines anymore. He was thinking, reading, cutting defenses open with surgical precision. Then came AS Roma, and this is where the transformation completes itself. The raw, unfinished winger that Mourinho discarded. Gone. In his place, a clinical, ruthless, decisive playmaker. Italian fans fell in love, and quietly, in boardrooms across Europe, scouts started asking the same uncomfortable question. Wait, did Chelsea really let this guy go? Sometimes the harshest rejection isn't the end of a story. It's the forge. Summer 2017. Jurgen Klopp, a manager who builds teams on belief, not fear, brings Mohamed Salah back to the Premier League. £36 million. Back to the same league that once chewed him up and spat him out. And the reaction? Predictable. He flopped at Chelsea once. What makes anyone think this time is different? Salah didn't answer with words. He answered with an execution so brutal, so historic, that it silenced the entire Premier League in real time. His first season at Anfield wasn't just good, it was record-breaking. 32 goals in a 38-game season, shattering the single-season scoring record in the competition's modern era. PFA Player of the Year. Anfield chanting his name like a prayer. Every ounce of doubt Chelsea planted in him, it didn't break him. It became rocket fuel. From there it became a dynasty, a Champions League triumph, a Premier League title, ending Liverpool's three-decade wait, trophy after trophy, until the name Mohamed Salah stopped being associated with a Chelsea reject and started being spoken in the same breath as the greatest African footballers who have ever lived. And here's the moment that closes the loop. Years later, Jose Mourinho, the same man who once criticized a 22-year-old boy's performance in front of the cameras, sat down and openly admitted his surprise. Admitted he never saw this version of Salah coming. Praised the very player he once let walk out the door. The man who rejected him became one of the many voices forced to acknowledge what Salah built out of that rejection. Here's the truth. Football keeps trying to teach us over and over, and we keep forgetting it. Someone else's inability to see your value does not define your destiny. If this story hit you, smash that like button, subscribe to Goalstorm, and ring that notification bell, because we've got a lot more stories like this one coming.